Hello and welcome to Estuary TV News with me, David Nunn. In tonight's show, I talked to Janine Walker from the Cycle Hub in Grimsby, a community interest company with an interest in getting the people of North East Lincolnshire on their bikes. First, this over to James Dunn for today's news bulletins.
Hello, in the headlines today, a plan for new homes on land owned by a local NHS trust alongside Grimsby Hospital, and a new community church with an unusual home in Grimsby. Plans to build 200 new homes on land south of Grimsby's Diana, Princess of Wales Hospital will go on show next week. People living on neighbouring streets will receive notification of the public consultation through their doors this week. The surplus land is owned by the Hospital Trust, which aims to sell it with outline planning permission in March next year. The plan would also involve the demolition of some unused buildings and the relocation of some staff parking. Director of Facilities Jug Johal says funds raised will be reinvested into hospitals and the plan will not adversely affect services. The men who lost their lives as part of the Grimsby Chums Battalion will be remembered this weekend. Residents of the Humberston Fitties are putting on a weekend of commemorations as part of the Lincolnshire Heritage Open Day events. It's been organised by members of the Fitties Community Association, and local MPs and the Mayor of North East Lincolnshire will attend.
We're paying tribute to the Grimsby Chums, the men that went out in 1914 to fight in the Great War, and our tribute is to those that didn't come back. The whole event is a celebration and a commemoration of the sacrifice that they made.
The Gala Day will also feature many craft stalls and entertainment. The highlight is a balloon release of 1,200 red balloons, inspired by a dream.
I just had this dream about all these balloons, and it was just a whole load of balloons, and me and my husband discussed it because it was such a strange dream to have, and that's how we then decided that we would find out a roll of honour. We found the roll of honour and we've just decided to do that. So every soldier will be remembered, and that's where that came about, and it has become really the highlight, I would think, of the whole event.
There were 2 deaths on the region's roads in separate incidents on Wednesday night. A motorcyclist who has been named as 44-year-old Richard Markham was killed in an accident with a tractor at around 7:20 p.m. on Brocklesby Road in Ulsby. A 39-year-old woman from Barrow riding pillion also sustained life-threatening injuries and was taken to Hull Royal Infirmary. The second happened on the M62 near North Cave, when a Peugeot travelling westbound collided with the Central Reservation at around 10:40 p.m. The front seat passenger, a 19-year-old from the Goole area, suffered fatal injuries, while the driver, also 19 but from the Brough area, suffered a broken arm and was taken to Hull Royal Infirmary for treatment. Police are appealing for witnesses. There will be an extra chance to see Hull City Council's plans for a £25 million transformation of the city centre. The plans went on show to the record 115,000 strong crowd of the Hull Freedom Festival last weekend and will be displayed again at the Prospect Centre this Saturday. But an extra date has now been added on Sunday, when you can see what's planned from noon till 3 p.m. at the Smokehouse on Wellington Street. But if you can't make it this weekend, don't worry, there will be future dates. Go to Hull City Council's website to find out more. And finally, Christians on the Wybers estate will never again find themselves torn between going to church or popping into the pub on a Sunday. Willow's Community Church has been based in a building owned by the Salvation Army for the last 6 years, but their flock has grown so much that they're expanding. Now they're starting an extra Sunday service in Wybers Wood, local the Jubilee Inn, which Pastor Richard Keeble is calling a church with a difference. And it will no doubt be more convenient for the many people who travel from the Wybers Wood estate to worship on the Willows.
We just felt it was time to start a new congregation on Wybers. So from this Sunday, the 14th of September at 5:30, we're going to do Wybers Wood Community Church in the Jubilee Inn. We don't want people to see church as boring, just a long service. We want them to feel part of something. You know, that said, I love traditional churches. I think there's room for all types of churches in our communities which connect with different people, and that's the wonderful thing, different flavours but the same message.
Well, I'm afraid that's all we've got time for today. We'll be back next time. Bye for now.
Thank you, James. Cycling is something that has become extremely popular due to the success of British cyclists in international sporting events. People around the country have been inspired to get on their bikes, and local companies are also riding the popularity wave of cycling. One company taking advantage of that is the Cycle Hub, and I have Janine Walker with me on the sofa. So Janine, do you want me to tell me a bit about the Cycle Hub?
Yeah, we decided to run as a community interest company because we wanted it to be a not-for-profit company that is there for the benefit of the community rather than the benefit of any particular directors. We provide safe parking for people when they come into town to go have coffee with their friends or go do some shopping or go somewhere on the train. We do quality repairs for people, all levels of servicing, and we can generally get them done same day. Often we get them done within the hour, which is great for people, you know, coming into town to go and have coffee. They can leave the bike with us, it gets fixed, and they have the bike straight away to ride home on. And we also do bike hire for all of the family from there as well.
So you say that you can get the bikes repaired in 1 hour. How long would that take at a normal shop like Halfords or something?
Generally, if you take your bike into a shop for repair, they will keep it for 1 to 2 weeks, which for somebody who uses the bike every day, that they find that a bit of a bind. So us being right in the middle of town, it's really handy. They really appreciate the service.
So how successful has the Cycle Hub been?
It's been really successful. It's been really encouraging, the amount of feedback that we're getting from people who are coming through the doors. We're growing through word of mouth, which is always the best way to grow. And yeah, we're getting such positive feedback. People really appreciate what we're doing.
And you mentioned to me that you've nearly been going for a year now.
We have, yes. We're 5 days away from our first anniversary.
So it's been a very successful year.
It has, yeah. Yeah, I'm really pleased.
Do you think, obviously, we've had success in the London Olympics, we won gold medals in cycling, and we've had the Tour de France in Yorkshire. Do these sort of things get people really interested in getting on their bikes?
Absolutely. There's been a real boom. It's a real noticeable increase in the amount of people that are riding. And it's all different aspects of riding. You've got BMXers, you've got people who just commute or do the shopping. You've got people who do road racing with all of the Lycra gear and go out in groups. So yeah, it's right across the board, the increase has been noticed.
And you do all these different, you mentioned BMXing and commuter biking. Do you do all these in the Cycle Hub?
We do, yeah. We fix all bikes and the mechanics that we have are very knowledgeable about the whole bike range. So yeah, anybody can come along.
What's the most popular type of bike you see coming into the Cycle Hub?
It's difficult to say, but generally everyday bikes that people are just using to get to work. Although we do see some very high-end bikes. We have some people who take part in duathlons who come in to get the bike serviced. And we also have a good BMX following as well. One of our main mechanics is a keen BMXer. So yes, we know a lot about that too.
And you mentioned earlier about cycle hire. Like, how many people in a typical day would hire a cycle from you?
It tends to be people who are visiting the area who hire most. So we generally have a handful of people a day. But we also deliver the service all over Lincolnshire. So we're often out and about delivering the bikes that we hire. We do that for repairs as well. If people have a bike stuck in the back of the garage, we go and pick it up for them and then repair it and take it back for them.
And why would someone hire a bicycle from you?
It's just a great way to get around. It's a cheap family day out. We have a lot of route maps in the hub that people can use to explore new areas of Lincolnshire. So whether they're a visitor or whether they actually live here, some of the routes will take them to places they've never explored. And yeah, it's fun, it's healthy, it gets people out in the fresh air, but it doesn't feel like exercise.
And you're hoping for more successful years to come?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, that's what we're in it for. We'd really like to see it blossom into something that the whole community feels a part of.
So just quickly, just retell us about the details. Where are you based?
We're based at the train station. There's an entrance onto the platform as well as one into town. We're open 8 till 6 Monday to Friday. We're open 9 till 5 on a Saturday. For hiring bikes, we deliver on Sundays as well.
Okay, well that's absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for joining me on the sofa, Janine.
Thank you very much.
Now it's over to Dan for the sports news.
Hull City returned to action on Monday night following the international break. It was the first chance fans get to see new signing Abel Hernandez, Mohamed Diame, Gaston Ramirez and Hatem Ben Arfa since they signed on transfer deadline day. Scunthorpe United travelled to Chesterfield on Saturday as they attempt to escape the League One relegation zone. This will be the first game the side has played since the sad passing of the club's vice-chairman Rex Garton, who died this week aged 66. Grimsby Town are in action at home to Torquay United and North Ferriby United are at Colwyn Bay. Of course, Grimsby Town were also in action back on Tuesday night in the Lincolnshire derby against Lincoln City. After going behind early on, the Mariners equalised through a fine Craig Disley strike after the ball was palmed away by the Lincoln keeper. But the Imps won a penalty on the 57th minute, which Sean Newton converted to restore the home team's advantage. Town again came back through a fine John Paul Pittman strike on his left foot, but Hamza Ben Sharif won it with just 3 minutes to go for the Imps, meaning Grimsby keep up their indifferent start to the campaign. In Rugby League, Hull Kingston Rovers have announced that this season's attendances have been an increase on the previous year, going from 7,319 in 2013 up to 7,572 for this year. This means the total amount of the Robins fans going through the turnstiles at the KC Lightstream Stadium has been over 106,000. KR are at Wakefield on Sunday, whilst rivals Hull FC host Leeds Rhinos tonight. And on to the other rugby code, it's the big Hull Rugby Union derby this weekend. After Hull Ionians and Hull RUFC spent last season apart in National League 1 and 2, respectively, they face off this season due to Ionians relegation. The first of these is tomorrow at Hull RUFC.
I think it's easy for me to sort of play it down, but obviously people that live in the area, have been in the area, there's a bit of history between the two establishments, and so therefore it isn't just another game. But I will be doing all I can to make sure that we are balanced, composed and ready to play the best we can. We certainly don't want any red mist or any such things like that, to spoil the day and equally get in the way of the boys being effective.
Big local derby, it is. It's great to go up against Hull again. We've a lot of friends down there, and everyone has. A lot of the players know each other quite well, so there's a bit of rivalry there. At the end of the day, they'll be exactly the same as we are, I'm sure. You won't get any extra points for winning or for losing, so it's just another game from that point of view. But there is obviously a lot more interest with it being a derby. Hopefully there's a good crowd down when we go to play Hull, and hopefully on the return fixture the same.
The Hull Wasps basketball team are on the lookout for a new member of their backroom staff. The role will involve working as the head coach of their under-18 side, and anyone interested is encouraged to contact the club via their Facebook page. And finally, the Hull Stingrays have announced another new signing just a week into the new season. 25-year-old American Brendan Jameson joined playing for the Utah Grizzlies in the East Coast Hockey League last term.
That's all for tonight's show, but don't forget, if you've got some stories you want to share with us, please get in touch. Our number is Grimsby 315561, but you can also get in touch via Facebook or Twitter at Estuary TV or email us on info@estuary.tv. Thanks for watching, bye for now.